there a way to see my other? How do I see the songs that I already know?
Hello?
Hey,
What's going on?
nothing much. I'm playing Wind Waker now.
I see that. It says streaming Wind Waker.
Yeah, I'm streaming this on YouTube. Just cause I can.
Yeah, I'm so sick of them data farming me. I just had enough.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand two-factor authentication if you want it. I do not understand two-factor authentication as mandatory. I don't understand it. I don't. If something happened to my account, that's on me then. That's fine. But three-factor authentication? That's just them wanting more data. I gave you a password, I gave you an email that I have access to, and now you want a phone number. That's insane. There's no benefit to that. So I know it's just strictly we want to be able to sell your information. And no, I refuse to be the product, so I don't know if we'll ever have a YouTube account.
I see how you can take it like that.
It's not how I take it, it's the truth of it. There's no valid reason to have two-factor authentication.
Yeah, but playing devil's advocate, you could also look at it as like older than you, older people that might use YouTube for whatever reason or something. Or just youngers, people that don't, well really it probably is for younger people because they don't understand, but you could look at it as they are at a higher risk of their accounts being hacked or stolen because of low security, and rather than have two-factor authentication be an option, just make it mandatory from here on out, and that way there's no issues.
But they made it three-factor authentication. That's my point. It's not necessary.
Three-factor? What is it? What is that?
In order to, when I logged into my account, when I logged into my YouTube account, it said,
yeah,
you seem to be logging into a new device, which is wrong, because I was not. I've only ever accessed YouTube on this computer. I made the account on this computer. So right there, they were wrong. But anyways.
Well, it could be like different IP address or like if your internet. Okay.
No, because it's just YouTube. Everything else, everything else is still fine. Every other account that I use, WoW's still fine. Everything else I log into is fine. It's just YouTube did this, so it's on their end. But regardless, they said you seem to be logging into a new account. We need to verify your ID. Please put in your email address so we can send you an authentication code. So I did, and it was the email associated with the account, so they know I couldn't have just made up an email.
Yeah.
And they received it, and I got the code, and I put the code in. So at that point, I verified. I used the correct password for the account, so you know I have that, and I have access to the email that's associated with the account, so you know I got that. So now you know it must be me. And then once they got that information, then they said, great, now to verify your identity, please enter a phone number where we can text you. And at that point, they're no longer trying to verify my account. Now they're trying to get a real ID, because you can't get a real ID with a password, an account, and an email. That's not a real ID. But with a phone number, they can link your YouTube account to a real ID. And now they have my phone number, my name, my address, because that's public information. And now they can sell that information. This is the profile of the individual using our YouTube account. this is his cell phone number, this is his real name, and this is the data we have. And now, because YouTube's owned by Google, you can combine that email or that YouTube account with everything I do for Google. These are his search patterns. This is what he does. And now you know you can sell advertising on YouTube to this individual because you're not selling advertising to Anselm Dante at this account. You're selling YouTube information to Melvin Clem. And you know this because we got his phone number. And that's what angers me, because that's the only reason to have a phone number. They need your real identification so they can target you as the product. And for a free service, I just don't agree with their business practice. I don't agree with me being the product. I totally agree with me being the product as a YouTube customer. If you want to track what I'm doing on YouTube and then target me based on my YouTube interest, that's fine. But I don't agree with them targeting me as Melvin Clem. Hey! Stop making noise! That's a problem for me. That's a problem that when I'm on YouTube, they're like, okay, we know he owns a home. This is the price range he owns the home at. We know that his shopping habits are this based on his credit history. We know what he searches for on Google. We know what websites he visits. We know what games he owns. Because every game you download, they make you sign an agreement that they can use that information to tell other third parties what games you're playing. So they have that information. What was the website I was on, or what game I was playing? It said that it said not only can we track what you're doing on our website, but we track where you go from here. I forget what it was. I don't know what account I was trying to create, but they basically said our user agreement is that we can track everything you do on this website, and we're allowed to track where you go from here, so we know what website you visit when you leave this website.
Yeah.
Was it Final Fantasy? It was Final Fantasy. It was Final Fantasy because I was playing on their free access account, and I was considering getting a actual account. And when I went to do that, it said that by the way, you're a product, and we have access to everything. We don't have access to the game. We have access to your PC, and we can track everything outside the PC. And I'm telling you, eventually society is going to catch up with the way our market system has been set up to use everyone as the product.
Oh, they are. It's very slow, but yeah.
It's America.
Yeah.
Europe's not like this. They're actually on top of the game.
Yeah, the GDPR, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
The right to ignore, the right to forget. They're on top of that. But America's like, no. It's a revenue stream. It has value. So privacy be damned.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just it kind of bothers me with stuff like when I downloaded the eBay app so I could sell my Magic cards a few years ago. And I looked at my phone one time when I arrived at work, and my eBay app popped up as a mini pop-up when my phone was locked, and it said arrived at work. So an app I was using to sell things on a basically flea market was compiling data on where I was at what times of day, and based on that, they made the determination this must be where he works, and then they were tracking that. Why would eBay need to know when I'm at work? It's just the freedoms we've given up for all these free services is just terrifying. And I think society will catch up eventually, but I have a problem with the way everyone else just kind of shrugs and goes, yeah, it's just the way it is. I don't see the problem with it. It's just the way it is. That's why it's the way it is, because everyone just shrugs and goes, so what if we've given up freedoms? They did with we did as a society with 9/11, when they decided we were going to spy on everyone, the entire country at once, under the I forget what they called it, but they had a program where basically we're protecting the country by monitoring all of your phone calls, monitoring all your activities, so we can catch terrorists. Patriot Act, thank you. The Patriot Act basically gave the government the right to spy on everybody without a warrant. And the mostly conservatives just went, well, if you've got nothing to hide, then what's the big deal? They literally like, I don't care about my freedoms as long as, we're catching the bad guys. But it's crazy because it's those types of people that want the government out of their business. Like, you don't have the right to be on my property, and I'm tired of big government, I'm tired of government interference. Well, the government's monitoring all your phone calls now so they can catch terrorists. Well, that's fine. I don't mind that. Anyways, I know that my opinions are in the minority. Most people just shrug and go, whatever, you want my phone number, I don't care, I got nothing to hide. But it's not about what I have to hide. It's what am I providing you for your free service? You're giving me access. What YouTube's giving me the right to give them information that I've acquired. I'm giving them a product. I'm giving them videos, which, if I do well, brings other people to their platform and brings them more people to advertise to. So the videos I provide and the time I spend on their platform should be enough for them to sell marketing. I don't agree with them needing to know my real identity so they can combine that information with everything I do and then find ways to maximize how they target me for products. It's terrifyingly efficient. And Whitney and I have seen multiple examples, and my coworker and I talked about it where, they've been targeted with things just by talking about it. Like when I was looking for a guitar for Michaela, I never used my phone. I was on my work phone. My phone was on the desk next to me in standby. And we started mentioning black guitars over and over again, black acoustic guitars. And at lunchtime, I didn't speak of it again for the rest of the day. At lunchtime, I was on my work computer to search the internet while I ate lunch. And every website I visited, the banners on the side were just black acoustic guitars. And that kind of stuff is, that disturbs me. I have so little privacy that it monitors my conversations, it monitors my activities, my key clicks. And there's going to be a point where someone's going to use it in a very terrifying way. And then all of a sudden everyone's eyes will open and say, this is horrific. Why are they tracking us the way they are? But until that happens, most people will just go, yeah, but I get free Facebook.
Yeah, I mean I agree. It is bad, but I mean I don't know, because
your generation is just, this is the way it's always been for you. That's the difference. You've always had it this way. You've always needed to give up all your information to use free products. That was the system you were given, and you just accepted it. But my generation is a little different. We didn't have that. And when the internet was young in the 90s, it didn't work that way. You wanted to create an account, all they needed was an email address so they could verify that you are real. And then if you were to buy something, they needed your credit card information, which also is fine. Now they have my ID because I bought something. But then it got to the point where, well, you're not buying anything, but we still want all your ID. And it changed. And so I see it. And a lot of people see it. But the majority of people don't care. And because the majority don't care, it is what it is. The companies get away with it. They're allowed to behave this way. Just like in the medical industry, everyone accepts the fact that when you go to the doctor's office, you get a service without getting a bill first, and then they bill you, and they can charge you whatever. When you walk into the doctor's office, you usually have to sign a form that states, I'm responsible for all the bills, and if my insurance doesn't pay, I'm required to pay, and you sign this.
Yeah.
No other industry is like that. Could you imagine taking your car to the dealership and say, sign this? What's this? Well, you're bringing it in for warranty, but this acknowledges that if any of our services go beyond warranty, and we're not going to tell you what those services are, well, then you have to pay it. And if your warranty declines it, well, you're responsible for it. Well, what are you going to do to my car? Well, we don't know yet. But when it's all done, we'll bill you.
Yeah.
And that's how the medical industry works, because everyone just accepts it. Well, doctors are some magical, random thing. It's magic. They can't know what they're doing, which is crap. Every service they do is billable. They know how much an office visit is going to cost. They know how much everything's going to cost. But rather than pay for the office visit and then assess what's wrong and say, okay, this is what we're going to do and this is what's going to cost. And this is what your insurance covers. Do you still want to do it? They just do it. And then they have that form you sign that says, you give us a blank check to do whatever we want, and then you're responsible. Those kinds of things, for some reason, I'm sensitive to how things are. Yes?
Raised by a generation where Big Brother was the enemy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Woody's got a point. We were raised by a generation where Big Brother was the enemy. Which is true. It's funny because in the 1950s, it was, be careful, Big Brother's watching. Watch out, Big Brother's listening. And then when it came around to the millennial generation, it was, Big Brother, where's the nearest restaurant? Nobody cared. Just, they got Alexa in their home, and they're welcome speakers in their house. They welcome the monitoring on the internet, and it just became part of society. And the YouTube thing bothered me because I already had an account. I established that I was using email already, and then they changed the rules and said, well, we also need your phone number now. And I didn't ask why. I know why. They want my real identity because that has more value, and that allows them to target me very specifically. And that's not right. I don't think it's right to have my real identity when I haven't bought anything from them. So maybe I'll give my cell phone number at some point, but for now I'm just not going to use YouTube because I have an issue with it.
I understand, but for screw it. For the sake of conversation, I can't think of a way that any of that has actually genuinely negatively affected me. Nor do I know of anything that has occurred because of me putting in my phone number or email or something. Yeah, scam calls are annoying sometimes, but how the hell do I know exactly where I'm getting them from? Is it from the YouTube phone number? Is it from the phone number from work? I have no idea. There is no way I can figure that out. But with the whole thing with the guitars, how you were talking about black guitars and whatnot, and then you the microphone was listening and it picked up and now it's showing you ads for black guitars. I know it's creepy, and yeah, it's an invasion of privacy, but it is what you were looking for, and you now have some guitars to look at. And I mean, it is an invasion of privacy and creepy, but it's how has it actually negatively affected your life? Because don't get me wrong, I think all corporations are just bullshit. But at the same time, nothing bad has happened to me from my phone number.
I just realized I wasn't the person to push the talk button while I was talking.
Oh.
I have to go because my raid starts in 3 minutes. But my problem is, what if it was something I didn't want them to know? What if I was looking for something like sex toys, and now it's popping up on my work computer because they decide they listen to my conversation, especially when I want to, or worse yet, what if 20 years from now they change the rules on your generation? What if the medical community makes it a right to start charging insurance based on your habits? And now they have 20 years of you drinking Mountain Dew, and your insurer tells you we're charging you a higher rate because you're at a higher risk of diabetes. Right.
Well, I look at the car insurers. Kias and Hyundais are getting broken into all the time now, and now some insurers aren't even covering those vehicles. How is that your fault?
That's different than using your habits against you. Listen,
Yeah,
I gotta go.
that came to mind though.
I gotta switch.
I got the job.
Oh yeah, Tiffany got the job. Yeah.
I was just sitting there patiently saying nothing. Well, I'm ranting like the crazy guy with the aluminum foil hat on. Congratulations! I'm excited for you. That's amazing. Congrats.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I unfortunately have got to go because they're not going to.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. It's fine.
It's fine. I just wanted to tell you before you left.
Yeah, she just wanted to
Outstanding. Where do you start?
I start on the 13th.
Oh wow, that's exciting. I want to talk to you more about it. My raid's over at 8 o'clock. If you're still trying to get back on.
Probably.
Yeah, I'll be around.
Alright, I gotta
Alright.
go though.
Have fun.
Alright.
Alright, bye.
Bye. Like, I didn't want to interrupt the conversation.
Yeah, no.
I was just like, okay, any minute now, it's gonna shift direction, and then I can, like, interject.
I'm lost. Oh God, what is all that? What the? Yeah, I'm genuinely lost. I don't know what to do. Don't know where to go. I'm going to. Oh, I just saw your message on Discord. Sorry.
It's fine. I went ahead and joined, and then it was just no room at all to speak. So.
Yeah, you should do it. Anyways. You should have been the one that said it anyways. Which you were. But that's. I would have responded with like, no, you should be the one to tell him. All right. We need to. Well, I need to figure out where the heck I'm going. I want to try to look at this guide to at least tell me where to find this Korok, and then I'll go back to doing it on my own because I genuinely have no idea where this freaking Korok is.
Yeah, I have to do that with Darksiders sometimes. And like the puzzle kind of maze things. I just have to figure out what it wants me to do.
I did play it right there. Sail back over to Galen. The large statue. Wait. Inside. Hold on. You have to. How in the hell am I supposed to know that? Oh my God. That was right for it. What the heck, man? All right. So look at this. Are you looking at the stream or something?
Okay.
Matter of fact, you don't have to. All right, I'm just gonna talk about this. So, what you do with this freaking beginning section of the island is obviously you go up here, you go this way. There's a piranha plant right here. Boom, kill him. Bam, and then you have to swing across. But for this, no. You go down here. There's music coming from that right waterfall. And so you have to use the grapple hook from down here to swing into the waterfall. What the How would anyone know to do that? That's ridiculous. That is, jeez.
There's a delay between when I hear you talk on Discord and when I see you talk on the stream.
Well, yeah. There's gonna be like a 5-second delay. I think I have it on low latency, not ultra low latency. I think I have it on low latency. But yeah, like, what the heck? How's my audio sound, by the way? Is it okay?
Yeah, it's fine. I just have it muted most of the time since I already hear you in Discord.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, you're not staticky or anything. Debating if I want to go get that slice of cake or not. I guess the fact that I know it's down there. Glad I was able to catch him while he was in the
Yeah.
voice call.
Yeah. All right. Oh. Oh, I gotta sneeze. Oh my god, sneeze already! Ah! I can't get it out. Damn it.
Look up at the light.
Happy.
Aye. I think I'm gonna go get dessert. Do you want anything?
No, I'm good right now.
You don't need a Mountain Dew or anything.
No. No.
We have all those cupcakes too. We gotta eat.
Wah, wah, wah. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. It's the reason that, yeah, it's this. I don't know what to do. What am I missing? Oh, Jesus Christ. What am I missing now?
How did your mic pick that up?
I don't know. Hey, Max.
Hmm.
Max is in chat. Your favorite Korok, huh? This little short chubby guy is your favorite Korok. Oh.
For once, Max can actually spell.
He the best, huh? Look, Max, here he is.
Shorter than a Oompa Loompa.
Crap. I gotta get something on the side.
Why don't you join the VC, Max? Or are you still doing your homework?
What's that?
Looks like something that would be
Something
turned
that
in
a
wind.
bomb. Like I need to put a bomb on that, but
Oh, I was looking at the thing on the ground.
whoa.
Mm.
What?
Killed yourself?
Yeah, I don't know. What are these trees here for?
Is that not the ones you like sprouted to make that chest up here?
Okay, that does nothing. Not if I do that. Up like that. Oh, oh. Not, might know what. Try it. Throw him over there. Oh god, not that far. Okay. This moves this. Right? And then I do the command song. Fly on up. Go back. Do that again. Command song again. I am so confused. So you feel about Twilight Princess? Yeah, see, but I'm doing it. I don't understand why I would need to get Link up there. So I'm just not going to. However, I still need to get my core out. God. Follow me. Skip this place. Definitely something to be done here. Oh my god, you can't jump down? My god, he's slow. Just like Max. Hehehehe. Hi, babe.
Right.
What is all this even for? Oh, jeez. Oh no, Max, they got your buddy.
Now he has to go focus on math.
Oh. There's a boss fight area if I ever seen one. Maybe? No, it's just a big, like, dungeon.
Flying mushrooms.
Yeah, whatever they are. What the?
There's buttons on either side.
What? What? I assume I gotta put a bomb in his mouth. I don't have a quip right now. There we go. Ah! Oh.
Ooh, what is this?
Probably compass or map. Map, probably. Yep, it's the map.
Roxy's up here.
Roxy, what are you doing up here?
Looks like she just woke up.
Is it the compass? Or a small key? It's the compass.
You wanted cuddles.
When wouldn't you?
Well, mostly she just wants my hair.
Smoky, 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 smoky. Yeah!
No, she's already had her fill and wants to lay on my desk. Good thing we went with the two desks in the L shape, because that one side is just hers now, apparently.
Why didn't the A come up with that? Ooh. It's something pretty cool now. What is it? Oh, wait a minute. No, it's the claw shot. It's the claw shot. Nice. Gladly accept. Oh, because I had no more. Hey, yo, let's go.
What?
Mhm. Mhm. Someone's car alarm's going off. Sounds kind of like off in the distance, but I don't know.
The bombs. I need the bomb. Go. Crap. Okay, good.
That was weird. Mom called and immediately hung up. There we go.
Hello.
Hello. She's
So you
talking
got.
to her mom on the phone right now.
Oh, I see. No time to talk to me now. She could just sit there. Wait.
uh,
Oh my God, we came so close to. We didn't beat the boss. We beat him last week for the first time, and this week it was so clean. The next to last pull, everyone was alive after like 12, 13 minutes of fighting, and then someone forgot to do something like mitigate a boss explosion, and like 90% of the raid just insta died. And we're in the last phase, but I did everything else right, which is a really complicated battle, and then that happened. Just so close. I don't have enough healing output. My Blizzard completely screwed me this expansion. I love playing Holy. It's the one thing I'm comfortable with, and it sucks. Do you Oh yeah, I forgot. I can share my screen. Duh. Okay, can you see my screen?
yep.
So there's 5 of us healing, and there's me right there.
Mm-hmm.
That number there represents my healing per second, like my healing output, 35.5 thousand per second, minute, I think. I think it's per minute.
Yeah.
Anyways, this guy has almost double the healing output as me. It's just ludicrous. He's a druid. And then this druid's, a little bit more normal. This guy is just absolutely insanely good at what he does. And then this guy is a disciplined priest. So you can see it's like exceptional druid, decent druid, disciplined priest, and then me doing everything I can to maximize and just coming up short. Oh, and that's a healer that just isn't worth his weight because he's rocking the most overpowered spec in the game and just not playing it right.
Hmm.
But it's horrible because this game you can break down every metric. So I can look at this guy and go, okay, what did he use? I can open it up and say, okay, power, radiance, atonement, and look at what he's doing. Like, where's he getting his healing from? And find out, exactly what he's doing. So you see, like, flash heals, like, all the way down here, number 7.
Yeah.
But then, like, you look at me, and flash heals number 2.
Hmm.
So, I honestly think, I might want to try to build a discipline build and see. Oh, and look at this, your targets. Most of my healing was myself. Just trying to stay alive.
Oh, yeah.
17% of my healing was myself. And let's see how he did. Same thing. 17% of his healing was himself. And the druid? Nope. The tank. Primarily the tank. And then almost 17% anyways. That's where all his healing's coming from. 18% of his healing's on the tank. So that's the difference. He's just made the tank. What's this guy doing? Himself. And then the main tank. So yeah, that's why he's got so much healing up. He's dedicated to the off tank. That's probably the big reason. Anyways, this is another app you can add to the game, and it shows all the metrics. And I keep it open on healing to just try to compare. Oh, you can also, let me show one more thing. You can also, where's it at? There it is. You can break it down by battle. So what's interesting is these are all the Raz attempts that we failed at. But
Yeah.
look at the boss we did, Broodkeeper Dormo. That's the boss we did earlier today. And look at that. That was the other priest I hadn't joined yet. And I am second healing. But still, this guy's still outpacing me by, like something like, what is it, like 20%? Yeah, it's like 20% increase healing. Yeah, 0.2 times 30. I think it's right. Anyways, he's outpacing. But for that particular boss battle, I did much better. And then my healing to myself was only 14% because I had to run for my life so much. And then my spell choices all change. Flash heals third instead of second. So, you can use all these metrics and kind of figure out like exactly what you're doing.
Yeah, that takes a lot of dedication.
But then here's the real crazy thing. Let me turn this off and try to stream. How do I stream screen share? It's locked into World of Warcraft for some reason. How do I? Oh, down here. Okay, I got it. Share your screen. Screens. Okay. You don't have to look at the shit. Just give me a second to see if I can find it. I'm going back to our guild page. See if I can find what I'm looking for.
Okay.
Where did they put it? I can never find it. No, I'm not gonna be able to find what I'm looking for. I know it.
Wait, what'd you say?
I said now I'm not gonna be able to find what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
I should have saved it. What was last Wednesday? Yeah, it should have been put this in this thing called raid logs, but I know it wasn't because that's where you're supposed to look for it, and it wasn't there. He said, "Here you go," and he posted it, but I don't know where he posted it right now. So I'm probably not gonna be able to find it. At least looking for group. Nope. Oh, give us another second. I'll just give up on it.
What?
I said, I'll give us another second, see if I can find it. I'll just give up on it. Or something I want to show you, but I can't for the life of me find it now. I don't know why I can't find it.
I hate that.
I thought it would be under home, but I'm not finding it. Last Wednesday was the 1st. So it should be on February 1st, but 31st? Nope. I don't know what happened to it. That's irritating. I mean, it's also there's also possibly someone like pulled it down at a later point.
Yeah.
But I could have sworn I knew where it was.
You can
And now I can't find
search.
it.
Like, do you know keywords? You see the top right? You can search the, like, sentence or
don't. That's the
phrase or
problem.
something that they said.
It's a link. That's the problem. It's a link. I don't know what the link is. It's Warcraft logs.
Do you know what user it was from?
No, I don't. It was the day that someone asked, "Hey, does anybody have this thing?" And he said, "Here you go," and he posted it. But when he posted, I was like, "That's not where you're supposed to post it at." So I don't know what happened to it. It's yeah, nope. Raid bots. No. Raider.io. No, this is all information about that stupid way they track how good you are at games. And I don't see it here either. Head news. Yeah, man, it's gonna drive me crazy now. It's like I'm looking right at their chat channels. Like, where the hell is it? I can't find it. Is there a tab that I don't have open or something? Oh no. That's its voice channel.
What?
It should be here. It's not. Here it is. It's gotta be in raid discussion. Yep. Wait, this might be it. This is it. Alright.
Yeah.
Can you see my screen?
Yep.
So this is something that people really get wrapped up in trying to play this game really well. Yeah, this thing called warcraftlogs.com, but somebody has to record them. I never bothered learning how because I don't really get wrapped around the axle on this, and I should because this game's all about numbers and efficiency. But you can go in here and you can look at how you did, and what it does is it compares your performance to everyone else during the last 2 weeks in World of Warcraft that uploaded a log. So it shows here, like, for all boss encounters, this you can sort it. This says all encounters. You can break it down by individual boss encounters. Oh, here's multiple flights. I don't know where to break it down at. Anyways, I know how to do it. I've done it multiple times. Anyways, you can break it down by individual flights and look at it. What this shows is you can look at damage done, damage taken. You can actually look at like how much damage are you taking, how do you compare to other people.
Yeah.
A lot.
Not too good. I'm like 7th out of 25. Hey.
Yeah.
But healing is what I do. So there's 5 of us, and you can see here I way out healed Neep, but that gray shaded area is Tessa.
Violet, she's fucking with her.
That gray area is damage mitigation, like shielding. So if you include shielding, he barely edged me out. But if you include just healing, I way out healed him. But here's the crazy thing: they also compare you by your spec build, and according to his spec build, he was in the 58th percentile for disc output. And that's what drives me crazy. Holy is supposed to be a weak output. I out-healed him, but I'm in 38th percentile for all holy priests. It shows there was almost 12,000 inputs. Almost 12,000 inputs for holy priests for the past 2 weeks. And I'm in the 38th percentile. Meanwhile, Nubicane, who's really good at what they do, they're in the 83rd percentile for output for druids. And you can compare yourself to see like how good you are to other people. The crazy thing is you get damage done. Where's that? Here it is. Envy. Our druid, look at his damage compared to everyone else. It drops off so quick after him. He's in the 92nd percentile for 9,000 rogues that played that particular dungeon during the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, so he's just like one of the best.
But it's so crazy because you can look at everything and you can look at like, what did I do? You click on yourself And it shows like where your healing is coming from and what you're doing right and wrong. And then you can figure out. It tells you like your average cast time. If I go back, it shows you your uptime. Like how active are you? It shows like 94% of the time I'm doing button inputs. It's
Yeah.
even like everything you can think of, it can break down. It's extra healing per second. So it is per second. 32,000 healing per second. I don't know what item level percentage is. Oh. So that actually looks a lot better. That means I'm playing way better. Tessa! You grab her collar or something. So I'm at the 41 percentile for gear. And I'm at the 38th percentile for holy, which means I'm only 3% behind my gear. This guy's at 58%, but he's at 76% gear. This was at 91. So yeah, this shows I'm actually outperforming Priest at my equivalent gear level. That makes me feel a little bit better. I didn't realize that. I didn't look at that before. Anyways, I wanted to show you that because it's just super cool how you can break everything down. The metrics that are involved with this. There is so much involved in this game. It's insane.
I know.
Anywho, I haven't eaten yet. I want to go heat some food up and eat.
Oh, okay.
But
Yeah, it's 8:30.
yeah, she got her job, so that's super
Good.
cool.
Very good.
Um,
That's awesome.
she starts on the 13th, so that's a week after next,
Yeah.
and then she's gonna be working in Dundalk.
Yep.
So that's what, like a 20-minute commute,
Yeah.
something like that.
Yep.
That's
No
not bad.
toll. Yep. No, it's not bad at all.
Um,
And it's not in like, yeah, I mean, you know, they have their own parking lot, or you know, it's not in the city where there's parking garages.
I would you're gonna. I'm assuming I would expect after 4 years of college and finally having a job, at some point in the next few months, she's probably going to start looking at getting a better car, like a new car.
Oh, she is.
Yeah, I'll say I definitely would. That's the first
No,
thing I
no,
would
no,
want
no.
to do.
She will tell you exactly what she wants whenever she gets on the phone with her mom.
Oh,
She
she's
knows
getting an SUV.
exactly. No,
She's not getting an SUV.
no,
Last time we spoke, I could have sworn she said that.
no.
Well,
I was
that's cool.
thinking about it for the longest time, but no, she knows exactly what she wants. She's gonna get it.
She's gonna get it. All right, well, I'm gonna go make some dinner because I'm hungry. If she's still at like 9 o'clock, I'll come back and check.
Okay, yeah, probably.
All right.
All right.
I'll be back later then.
All right.
Bye.
See ya.
Oh, ow. Back on.
Yeah.
Found it.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, see, that's why I was telling you to wait. I knew that, like, some stuff just felt off. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, when it comes down to it, I'll see what's going on. Yeah. He said probably around like 9 or so. He hasn't eaten dinner or anything yet, so he's doing that now.
Conversation on the topic.
Ooh, I got a Triforce. Yeah. Wow.
So? Huh? What? Hearing us talking. Oh.
I tried to go back to voice 1 and it wouldn't move me out of AFK, so I had to leave and come back. Gotta remember to call Jiffy Lube tomorrow. I heard y'all talking about me and my next vehicle. Yeah. I don't hear you through my headset.
I'm far away from the mic.
You made me think I was going crazy. That's not cool. It's crazy how this icing literally tastes like raw cookie dough. It's not.
It is.
It is not. It's not. Oh my god, headset, why are you beeping at me? Made you throw the cord over here.
Hmm.
I'm getting beeped at. Oh, you're bringing it over. What is all that noise you're making? Oh. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how Mom thought she heard a dog earlier. It's like, I don't know.
Barking. And
Oh, maybe.
based on
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the icing got a little hard being in the fridge.
Hello.
Hello?
Hello? Hey.
Oh,
Oh,
now
you
she's
have
gotta
time
go to the
for me?
bathroom. Oh, what do you know?
Oh, yeah.
No.
You have time for me now? I
Yeah,
mean,
I know. I'm
you made it
sorry.
very clear that your mom's more important, so.
It was an hour-long conversation. We had a lot of catching up to do while because she was out of town for her birthday.
Alright. Jumping grounds.
Yeah.
Dundalk. Congratulations on your first job. Seriously, that's awesome.
Thanks.
Was this your first interview?
My first in-person one, yeah.
Alright, well, remember I talked about last time. You owe no one nothing. So, keep your LinkedIn profile updated. Start developing your business contacts. It's important because it's not true for, it's less true for me or Tyler because our jobs are based on a craft, a skill set for something we've learned to accomplish. But college degree careers are different. And nothing happens unless someone does you a favor. It's never going to not be true. Whitney just got her job after waiting 4 months to interview with everybody, and she still ended up getting a job at a company where someone she knew asked them to interview her.
Hmm.
It's so don't burn bridges. And every time you run into someone who you think could be advantageous to your career, then make sure they like you. And anytime you can, tag people in your LinkedIn profile or whatever else you're using for your professional development, and keep building networks because you're going to need them. Oh my God, dogs! You're going to need them because the way jobs work these days, chances are either you're going to want to go somewhere else, you're gonna get in that building, and there could be some intolerable prick that you're dealing with, and you're like, I don't want to work here anymore. Everyone has someone. Oh my God! Hey, can you wait 5 minutes? And someone went off you a better job. It happens all the time.
Woof!
And,
Woof!
and like I said, like I said, the biggest opportunity you have for improved salary is when you change jobs. Whitney got demoted from vice president to senior director, and she's making 10 grand more a year than she was making with the job she lost.
Yeah.
There's always a better opportunity out there. You have to decide whether you want to be a corporate climber or you just want to come for safe, secure job and you don't care so much about the money. That's up to you how you want to pursue it. But if you want to continually improve your position, then you gotta do the networking thing. You've got to keep updating your resume. Every time you learn something new at the job, add that to your skill set. If there's a particular process that they need you to learn, And once you're comfortable doing that process, add that to your resume. That's something you can do. And look for opportunities to do things that you can see that has value. Like if there's a specific test that requires a certification, get it. Because if this all is an advantage when you go to your next thing, it's going to be useful. Hey! Come on! I'm talking here. Go lay down, weird dogs.
It's such a New Jersey thing.
So I tell people this all the time, and I truly believe it, and I would love to argue with anybody who thinks I'm wrong. The only thing in life nobody can ever take from you is your education. Everything else in life can be taken from you. But no one can take your education. That's permanent. And so, congrats. That's super, super awesome. You'll always have that under your belt, and you'll always be able to, no matter what happens, you'll find a way. And the great thing about people that have bachelor's degrees, 10 years from now, you might not even be doing what you went to college for. There's a very good chance that a position will open and they're like, yeah, we want you to do this instead. And before you know it, you're a manager or you're in sales or who knows. You can pursue something that you enjoy because the bachelor's degree gets you in the door. And then it depends on where life takes you. We had engineers in my building who had bachelor's degrees in electrical engineering. They can't do engineering. They haven't done it in 15 years. They're managers. They're program managers or they're product development supervisors or they get involved in some other thing that's not even the field they learned in. It's weird how the bachelor's degree gets you that. It opens doors. And no one can ever take that away. That's a permanent thing for your life. It's awesome. So now I want to hear about your car. As Tyler said, you'll tell me all about it.
Oh, how
So-
I want the How do you pronounce it? Because apparently I always pronounce it.
It's the car you won.
Well, I always call the brand wrong, because you make it sound like I'm saying Honda, and I'm not. I'm saying Hyundai.
Hyundai.
It's Hyundai.
Hyundai. Yeah, the Hyundai Elantra N in the performance blue is what I want to get, and I want to get it with the dual clutch transmission, not the manual.
They still sell manual transmissions?
Yeah, surprisingly, that's the base for the Elantra N is manual. It's an additional $1,000 to get it in the dual
Wow.
clutch.
That sounds like an awesome car, but personally, I think you should get a Model 3 Performance just to your car's faster than Tyler's.
Well, I'm not quite making more than him yet, so
I'm kidding.
I gotta pace myself.
Well, congrats. That sounds like an awesome car. You got a pretty decent commute to work. You're gonna jump on 695 for like 10 minutes and then hop right back off again.
Yeah, if that.
Yeah, so it's not too bad. And because you're such a short distance,
Not
you
bad at
shouldn't
all.
have to worry too much about. Shouldn't have to worry about traffic too much.
Yeah.
There's lots of good places to eat in Dundalk, so
I was gonna
They
ask.
do-
I need some recommendations for my lunch break.
well, I mean, again, I'm 50 years old, and my stomping grounds there were when I was in my teens. So, I don't think my 30-year-old, 30-plus-year-old recommendations are gonna fly. But I will say,
But
I will say, if you ever get an opportunity to go out to like a going away or a celebration or something or anything like that, if anyone says they're going to Jimmy's, then by all means go. That place is phenomenal. Oh wait, you don't like seafood, do you?
No, not really.
Oh, that's a waste. You're like next to one of the coolest seafood places in all of Baltimore. It really is. Jimmy's is an absolutely amazing place. It's a really amazing restaurant, and you're right down the street from it. So you don't like that. I know there's lots of decent sub shops in Dundalk. It's a working class community, so there's lots of good pizza shops, lots of good sub shops. There's lots of good restaurant/bar combinations where they have like a sit down area with a bar attached.
Mm-hmm.
You just have to talk to your coworkers and find out what they like as well. But there's lots of places to eat in Dundalk. there's lots of shopping centers. If you go up Dundalk Avenue to Merritt Boulevard, Merritt Boulevard has a handful of shopping centers. It's like a shopping center area. There's a bunch of strip malls there, and then right down Merritt Boulevard is Point Mall. So you've got a mall near you. You've got a bunch of shopping centers, and which can take you past. I don't know what's off 695 anymore, but you should have a decent amount of places to eat, and convenient places to do any kind of shopping you do, like on the way home and stuff like Christmas time.
Yeah, I'm trying to think the way it took me. I know I had a couple red lights, and then it's just like I hopped right onto 695. So trying to remember. I know there was like at least a gas station I passed. I wasn't paying too much attention to my surroundings because I was trying to focus on getting home.
Well, between now and the 13th, because I know you don't. I know your dance card can't be that full. Between now and then, you should like maybe once during the time you would have to drive to work, just drive the route. Just like see if there's anything to worry about.
That's why it's cool I met them at 12, which was the start of the shift. I mean, of course, I got there half an hour early, so.
Their shift starts at 12?
Mm-hmm.
So what do you work, 12 to 8?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's the lab shift.
That's interesting.
Yeah, and samples start coming in, like, through the mail, like, they start getting delivered at 2. So, like, at 12, we come in and we're doing prep work, like, calibrating the equipment and cleaning and stuff.
So what is it what are you doing at that lab? I mean, what field are you testing?
I'm testing food samples for different things that shouldn't be there. Either it's E. coli or different like metals or things that companies are trying to fly under the radar with, and
see,
you gotta do the tests. And
you don't have to worry about lunch places. You can snack all day.
I don't think they're in the edible form of samples.
Get under the microscope, sort E. coli to one side and your lunch to the other.
Yeah, I don't think it works that way. And I learned about that in school too. It's like when you have the loaf of bread in the bag and you see that there's mold on one piece and you think the rest is fine, just because it's visible on that one loaf, like that one slice, it's more than likely on every piece, at least around it. Like even if you just kind of cut it off, it's just you can't see it with the naked eye.
That's why I'm not much of a germaphobe, because I know for a fact that at least once a day I'm putting someone else's shit in my mouth. Because I bite my fingers and I touch everything. But if we were designed as creatures to die when a foreign body got inside of us, we wouldn't exist as a species.
Yeah, we wouldn't be around.
So, there's a reason why kids that go to preschool don't get as sick as kids that stay home when they're toddlers. The more exposure you get, the better your immune system is. So I know that, I know that if I can't see mold in my bread, doesn't mean it's not there. I'm probably still eating mold.
Yeah.
But, bread mold can't hurt you, I don't think. I don't think there's anything bread mold can do to you other than gross you out. The stuff I worry about is seafood. I think seafood's the only thing that can straight up just kill you, in hours.
Yeah. Well, I think like with the bread mold, it just depends like what your if you have any kind of underlying sensitivity or anything. Like I think most of the time it just might give you some kind of like upset stomach, but yeah, no, there's nothing like medically life threatening other than maybe like a stomach bug, but that's it. And that's probably mostly going to be psychological because I saw mold and yada yada. So
yeah, Tyler's gonna be like, Tiffany, do you see my toothbrush? I'm like, yeah, I took it to work and tested it. You're gross.
Yeah.
You put this in your mouth? Don't kiss me.
I know, it's like I talked to one of the guys. I was like, so it probably changes the way you look at food. He's like, yeah, I don't like mushrooms anymore.
I like
They're
mushrooms.
freaking nasty.
You want to really be grossed out? Put your fingers into the microscope.
Oh, I'm sure if I do.
Not a microscope that measures to the magnification of E. coli. I'm talking about a microscope that's like 60 to 90 magnification that used for like looking at like what I do, circuit boards.
Yeah.
And you see just your fingertip under the microscope, and you see all the little ridges and crevices in your nails, and all the different colored things that are stuck in there.
Seeing the like close up of the pores and stuff on our fingers,
Yes.
I learned about fingerprint analysis, and it is so weird that we have little tiny holes on our
Yep.
fingers.
All these little caverns. Yeah,
Like we have literal holes in our fingers.
yep.
It's weird.
Yeah, it's really crazy. I put my iPhone under the microscope one time to see the individual LEDs. That was really crazy. I zoomed in, you could see like I zoomed into the whole microscope picture was like one
Triangles of
icon.
RGBs.
Yeah, just all these triangles of RGBs. It's really crazy. Well, I'm really happy for you. This is awesome. You guys have been doing awesome all this time, and now you're gonna add that much income to your life. So you should be pretty comfortable for a while. Just don't make the mistake most people make, and live to your means. Try to hold back a little. It's hard to do. We failed at it miserably. We were living in a house that we were house poor because of, which is why you don't see photos of, oh, we went to Italy, or oh, we went to Florida. We don't go
I
anywhere.
feel like that's not that common anyways.
No, but the people that live below their means have that extra spending money. We don't. And I'm just saying, like, it is human nature. The more money you make, the more money you spend.
Mhm.
More money, more
You find
problems.
someone. Well, yeah, you find people that
No,
are
it's
like,
real,
you
yeah.
know, they're auto mechanics and their wife stay at home and they have a house. It's, they spent like 120,000 on. They're barely making ends meet. And then 10 years from now, they're both working, they're both making more money, and now their house costs twice as much, and they're still in the same boat of, well, we can't afford this month because of this. And
Mhm.
the smart people go, yeah, I'm gonna make sure that I can have this much money that I don't spend, that I don't need, and they build up a reserve. And Whitney and I'm talking to her about it because she's lost her job twice now. And I think ideally, you're supposed to have at least 6 months of income in the bank. And that way, if you lose your job, you have an emergency, you've got something to fall back on. So many people just live paycheck to paycheck. And then you lose your job and, oh shit, we're in trouble. So you got a turning point in your life right now where you've not been depending on your income for all this time. And that new car you're going to get is not even put much of a dent in the money you'll be bringing home. So then you have to figure out, what am I doing with the rest of that money? Am I going to start finding ways to spend it? Or am I going to start making this money do something for me and start trying to invest it or add as much as you can to a 401k, or just socking it away until you have a significant amount and then you do something significant with it?
Yeah.
But once you add your income to your outgoing bills and commitments, well, now you've improved the amount of things you have in your life, but you're in the same boat as far as what you have for spending. It's hard to do, especially for working class families who were raised by live paycheck to paycheck, which is how I was raised. So I never learned that lesson, unfortunately. There's a guy at my work who retired recently. He was 56 years old and he retired, and that's unheard of for most working class people. You work until 65 or 67 because that's when Social Security kicks in. You need it. But he said he got his job on the Navy installation when he was just 22 years old, and his supervisor told him back then, he's like, take 20% of your income, because in the military, in the government jobs, they will let you put as much as you want into your 401k. Most companies won't let you do it. Most companies cap it. Like the company I'm at right now caps it at, like, they'll match 3%, and then they'll match a 0.5% for the 1% you do up to 6%. So it's really not worth the investment at a certain point. But the military is not like that. He can put as much as he wants in it. So he put 20% of his income in there from the time he was 22. So he's like, yeah, I don't need to work anymore. I've got millions now in my retirement plan.
I mean, that's
So
one way to do it.
a lot of people look at it that way. A lot of people literally have the vision to know, I may not live to 70, but I'm definitely going to live to 60. And if I can stop working in my 50s, then I can actually really enjoy myself. Because once you get to your 50s, that's when you're like, I want to just travel and I want to see things, or I want to, have more leisure time, or pursue hobbies, or whatever. Regardless, you've got your bachelor's degree, and that's permanent. That's never going to change. There's nothing anyone can do to take it from you. There's nothing you can do to lose it. So you're always
Keep
going to
it
be able
here.
to say, yeah, you can't lose it. There's nothing else in life that's true for. You can have your freedom taken away. You can lose anything except your education.
Lose your life.
It's a
Your
it's a
car.
non-targetable thing. It is permanent. They can't take away your education. They can't take away if you were a doctor, you could have your medical license revoked. So in that instance, yes, they could take away your education, but you'd still have the knowledge, but it would be useless because you'd have your license revoked. So in that
You'd
instance,
still
yeah,
have the degree of medical school, but you just wouldn't have your
yes,
license to practice.
yes, but yeah, that's there. In those instances, yes, you could be disbarred as a lawyer. But being disbarred as a lawyer, you can always go to another state. You
Yeah.
can pass the bar there. So even there, it's not exactly permanent. But it's a super cool accomplishment. That's also you get your first job. But like I said, don't ever believe any company. You owe any company anything, because I promise you, without exception, no company is going to feel like they owe you something. They just don't. You're only there because they need you to be there. And when they no longer need you to be there, you're gone. So always look to see if you can improve your situation if you're not happy where you're at.
Mm-hmm.
And if you find somewhere you're truly happy, I'll tell you right now, being happy at work is worth far more than making more money, because you spend more time with your coworkers than you spend with your family. That's just the truth of it. I mean, I get up at 6:30 in the morning, and I'll see Lila for maybe 10 minutes at the breakfast table, and then I'm gone. I leave at 6:30 to work. I get to work at like 7:15. I work there till 4ish. I get back home at 5, and then I've got 4 hours tops to start my family, and then I gotta go to bed, which I'm by myself again. So 8 hours with my coworkers, 4 hours with my family, which means my coworkers have a 20-hour advantage during the week, and I can't make up those 20 hours during the weekend. I'm not going to find 10 hours each day to spend with my family doing, actually spending as much time with them. So it's, generally speaking, your coworkers are where you spend most of your time. So having a job you enjoy, and having a job that doesn't stress you out, is huge. That's where you're going to spend most of your time with your, with people. 8 hours for work, 8 hours for sleep, and then taking commuting and everything, you've got less than 8 hours with the people you love.
Yeah, that's why I'm glad that they, I guess not really exaggerates the word, but they really explain over and over about it being a family atmosphere, and that you're not working individually in the lab, that it's a team effort to get everything done. Like, no one's just going to be left stranded to try to figure stuff out on their own.
Yeah. Yeah, people care about that. Most people do. Most people. You find people at work that I don't want to socialize, I don't want to talk to you, I'm here for a paycheck, now leave me alone. There are people like that. They're just they're very difficult to work with because everything for them is a fight or an argument or something.
My brother Austin.
Yeah, I got the idiot I work with, the Trump supporter. He's always ranting about politics at work. And the polite people tolerate him. I just ignore him. Last week he's like, "You see the Chinese weather balloon? The spy balloon? Biden's too much of a coward. Trump would have shot it down." And I'm biting my tongue. I'm like, Trump's a fucking idiot. He would have killed people because he shot them over our house. Or, he would have had casualties because he shot it down. And then, of
Yeah, they had
course,
to wait till it was over the water.
right, because, rational people are in charge. The adults are running the house right now.
Yeah.
So they're not going to just knee-jerk fire at something over a populated area and potentially kill people with debris. They waited till it was safe over the Atlantic Ocean and shot it down. Plus, the Pentagon said that there's nothing of value they can get from that balloon that they can't get from a satellite. So their assessment was they're testing us. They want to see how we react to putting a balloon over their territory. But they're like, yeah, there's no real threat there. There's nothing they can do.
This
There's a,
reminds me of Lilo and Stitch of like, I'm not touching you.
yeah, basically.
Yeah, and China apparently is angry that we did that, and that's
Yeah,
like,
apparently
Well,
they're like
that's like,
backlashing
really?
at us.
Too bad.
You shouldn't have put it over here.
Yep.
It's like, oh, I stuck my finger in this dog's face. I know he didn't like it. He growled and he bit me. But the dog should be in trouble because the dog bit me. Like, really?
Yeah. There's not much
That is
argument about
dumb.
sovereign territory. You don't have the right to penetrate our airspace.
I know, it's just the idiocracy in this world just baffles me sometimes. And then I'm like, why am I surprised?
Didn't get prior consent.
I know one
All
thing,
right,
I'm
well.
terrified for the kids to go to school because of all this like stuff with social media and all these challenges for these kids to like assault their teachers and good lord.
We had something happen here. I think it was Friday. We had something bad happen here at Tiverton High School. When I say bad, I mean something that shouldn't have been an issue at all, but somehow it became very serious because of the times we live in. Somebody at school, at the Tiverton school, had a friend who goes to stay-at-home school. They learn at home.
Hmm.
And she decided to open the side door and let him in. And I think they were hiding in the bathroom, and they were smoking or something. This is a black kid. He was wearing a black sweater, and he was wearing a black ski mask because, again, it's wintertime here, and a black backpack. But when he got into school, they called the police. Now, this is just a straight-up prank. During my generation, it would have been he may have been pulled off of the property by the police and cited, but it was a prank. The other kid would have gotten attention. Instead, the police arrested him, threw him to the ground, hurt him. He got hospitalized because of his injuries from being arrested. Apparently, they said he resisted arrest, but we don't know what that means. He just basically didn't completely comply, so they decided to beat the shit out of him. And then
Say that with a lot of
the girl who opened the door for him, she's being charged with a crime. They arrested her. And they charged her with like 3 or 4 different offenses for opening the door for this person to come into school. So,
I mean, that couldn't be seen as a safety issue.
regardless, you don't take a minor and charge them with a crime. It's just the world we live in now. Whitney and I fight about this all the time. No, I don't say fight. I mean, we debate about it. And we're on opposite sides of it, and it's one of those things where you can't change the other person's mind. We just feel differently about it. I don't feel that you should be allowed to change the rules as you wish to waive someone's status as a minor. It bothers me to no end when you see a 13-year-old kid shoot and kill somebody and they go, well, we're trying him as an adult. Why? He's not an adult. Well, he shot somebody. That's an adult activity. That doesn't make any sense. What if a 6-year-old gets behind the wheel of a car and runs over another person? Driving's an adult thing. Do you charge them as an adult?
Like the 6-year-old that shot the teacher.
Right. Do you charge them as an adult? They're not an adult. It bothers me. And Whitney's like, no, there's circumstances where, if that 12-year-old who killed someone was as a child, they'll be out at 18 and they murdered somebody. I'm like, well, yeah, that's true. But they were a child. How do you tell someone in prison at 45 years old that you've been here for the last 30 years, 33 years you've been in this prison because the 12-year-old you did something you didn't comprehend, and now your whole life has changed because of it? And I don't like how they just change the rules. Either establish that someone's an adult at an earlier age when they commit a crime, or not. But it always comes. It's not a dividing line. There's no law that says, well, a 13-year-old's a child unless they kill someone, then they're an adult. Because there's plenty of states that go, we'll try them as a child because they're a child. So there's just this. They just
There's no
side.
uniformity.
No, there's not, and it bothers me when they're like, oh, they did something, and we're charging them as an adult, but they're not an adult. That's the thing that bothers me. What if I'm 20 and I decide to play a practical joke by lighting a bag of shit on someone's front porch, but their house catches on fire? You don't ever see him go the other way and go, well, that was a childish prank, so he's 22 years old, we're trying him as a child. I mean, it doesn't go the other way. Or someone who's mentally challenged, like a 25-year-old that has the IQ of like 60. You never see him, oh, sure, we're trying him as a child. Nope. It's just, it's this constant, we're just going to try to ramp up, how much we can bend the rules to our will.
I mean, I can see when it comes to very serious charges like murder that there should be a heavier penalty, but I don't think that it has to go to the escalation of being an adult. Of course, that depends on their age. Like if they're 16 or 17, then yeah, they basically should be because they're almost 18. Like that's different. But like the 6-year-old, for example, that brought a handgun and apparently so many kids and different faculty knew or had inklings of the kid having the gun and no
Oh, yeah.
one did anything, then I feel like there should be charges of negligence on the adults involved. And the kid needs some form of
Honestly,
help, like
I don't think you
psychological or
charge the
something.
child as an adult. What I do think you do is you charge the parents for the crime that their child committed.
Mhm.
Obviously, it's not a black and white thing. You can't just tell all adults if your child does something, you're going to prison.
Yeah.
But if you can show that that child had that gun because of your neglect or your,
Yeah,
then
that's what
yeah,
I'm saying. Like
you
if
put the
like
gun in
you
that
had a
child's
gun
hand.
safe or like you had it on the nightstand or something, like you blatantly left it out where the kid could reach, like regardless of what you know that kid to do or think, you never
Yeah,
know what a kid's gonna go look for because kids are curious as crap.
like if you brought your lab samples home and Tyler made a sandwich,
Yeah. Like I gotta account for that. Like you don't know. It's like common sense is just out the window. And then it's like if a kid does something wrong, then the parents are like, oh, woe was me. And it's like, it's your kid. Like, stop trying to be their friend and actually parent them.
Yeah,
Like,
that's what we're
that's the
trying to do with
conversation I was
Lila.
having with my mom. Like,
With what, your brother?
no, yeah. Yeah. And it's just in general, like, kids are just getting away with so much stuff, like not going to school or just not doing assignments and bad mouthing and fighting people and not respecting authority and
Well, the principal at the high school here is really like gone overboard, locking things down. We had the students were protesting. I didn't finish the story, but after that girl was charged with a crime,
Mhm.
all the students at the high school did a walkout and they were protesting and like literally outside protesting, yelling at the school
Hmm.
because the principal sent emails home to all the parents saying that there was an incident at school where someone who didn't belong here was here, but they've been removed and there's nothing to worry about. Meanwhile, the students were all locked in their classrooms. They were all locked in their classrooms with police guarding the doors. Some of them had panic attacks. They were scared there was a shooting happening, and they were not allowed to leave for hours. And the principal told the parents nothing of this.
Hmm.
And they finally had enough because apparently the principal's really, really becoming like a police state. She took away all the senior privileges. Like seniors had like dances and all these things they did because you're a senior.
Yeah, I remember.
She took them all away. She said
What?
the seniors not be any different than any other student. took away their privileges. Then she decided that you can't go to the bathroom unless you use your school computer to email a request and get approval from the office. And they're
Okay.
running a list of who they know are friends of different people. And if your known friends are in the are on a bathroom break, you can't go to the bathroom.
Wow.
Yeah. And she's like, "Well, we got to crack down on the smoking or the vaping in the bathroom. It's been a real problem." It's not becoming a real problem. It's the same problem that's existed since the 1940s.
Yeah.
Kids go into the bathroom and they smoke. Leave it be. It's just part of growing up. It's part of life. Some kids don't do it. Some kids do. That doesn't mean you turn the whole place into a concentration camp.
Yeah.
You can't control everything. It's just I had that conversation with Lila last night because she's came up here crying because this kid Wyatt's bullying her. Called her the N word, called her an orphan, called her a fucking this and fucking that, and just she kept her crying. And I'm like, he called you an orphan. He's an idiot. Why are you crying about that? It's not even a good insult. He might as well
Why
have
are you
called.
calling her the N word? She ain't black.
Yeah, he's like
Dummy.
he might as well have called you a coffee table. That's not a good insult. Why are you crying about it? And she's like, well, he's always so mean. I was like, be mean back, Lila. And Whitney goes, Lila, your father is probably the best person in the world at just pissing people off. He's so good at it. And it's like so many times in my life I've watched him break someone down and watch them in front of me just lose their shit over the way your dad is so good at getting under someone's skin when they piss them off. And I told Lila, like, I am Lila. I'm very good at it. I like to use the Socratic method to use people's words against them in a way that makes them lose their shit.
Mhm.
And I like maintaining a perfect calm as I break them down and they lose their emotional cool. And then I point out to them they're emotionally involved and they get even more angry. And she goes, she just laughs. She realizes he asked what she did. I was like, I can't tell you what to say to Wyatt because I don't know your generation. She goes, well, I could tell him that he talks about using the N word all the time, and so like I know how much of a bad person he is. And I said, no, Lyle, that doesn't work. He already knows he's not supposed to use that word. That's why he's using it. That's not how you get at someone like that. You find their weak points. And Whitney's over on social media. She's like, Wyatt's parents are divorced. And I'm like, there you go, Lila. He called you an orphan. So that's the kind of things you do. Is he called you an orphan. He's telling us like, well, both my parents are still at home, half orphan. Where's your daddy? Did he leave because he hates you so much? He must be a really bad son.
Oh my
And
god.
she starts laughing. I'm like, I'm serious, Lila. I'm not saying to do this. I mean, it's up to you. But if you decide you want to fight back and give her someone's skin, you know what their weak points are, and you poke them. I said, I don't know what it's like in your generation, but since the dawn of time, and it's probably still true, calling a boy a little bitch is a pretty bad thing. And
I just thought of a really good comeback with the whole being divorced. I was gonna say she could tell him, did your daddy ever come back with the milk and cigarettes?
well, I told her, I said, he's white trash. He lives in Tiverton. He's white trash. He'll always be here. At some point in the future, he'll be working at a convenience store or some other shitty job, and you'll see him. And I said, almost universally, Lila, the bullies in school end up being really crappy people. It's not always true. Sometimes the bullies turn out to be very wealthy people. They're bigger bullies. I said, but generally speaking, the people that struggle in middle school tend out to be beautiful people, and the people that are assholes tend to turn out to be losers.
Mm-hmm.
I said, but in the meantime, if you want to fight back, this is how you fight back. And I said, the other thing I can't stress enough, Lila, you can't get caught in school. That's how you get in trouble. Let them get caught. I said, I'm not saying do this, but like something that would definitely like make his life worse. You see, if you were to walk by him in school and no one's looking, no one can hear you, just lean in and go, "You're a little bitch," and walk away. And if he does nothing, he has to eat that. And if he does anything, well, then you can say you did nothing, and then he gets in trouble. And she goes, I can't say those words. I'm like, shut up, Lila. I know you use vulgar words. I'm not stupid. And Whitney goes, Yes, Lila, we were all 12 at one point. I said, Lila, I'll make you the same speech I gave Michaela when she was 14. This is the game we're going to play, okay? I'm your daddy. You're my little girl. You don't use bad words. You don't do bad things. You don't say bad things. You're just my sweet little girl. I also know that when you're around your friends, you do bad things. You say bad things. Because I was 12 too. I said, the game we're going to play is, I better not ever hear that come out of your mouth. I better not ever hear another adult say they heard that come out of your mouth. Because even though I'm acknowledging I know what life is like, and I know you're going to say those words, when I find out you say them, I'm going to treat you appropriately for what you just did. I said, so if you choose to call Wyatt a little bitch, fine. But if you get caught calling Wyatt a little bitch, it's your ass.
Like, you can do it, but you better be smart about it.
It's like, because I was like, I don't expect you to talk around the kids in your class the same way you would talk around your parents. I said, you need to learn there's different times for behavior. I said, your mom and I use bad language at home because we're in our own home. And I can go, oh, for fuck's sake, because I dropped a fork. I said, but at work, if I drop a fork, I'm like, oh man, I don't talk that way at work. It's not appropriate. I don't use vulgar language around my grandparents. I don't use vulgar language in the grocery store. You need to learn when to use certain things and when to speak a certain way. And I said, if you're being cussed out on Fortnite, she goes, well, what if he's cussing me out? You walk in the living room, you hear me saying that. I said, then you're grounded. I was like, no, I don't want to hear you say that, ever. I don't want to even think that you say that. So that's the deal, Lila. I'm your parent. And if you can't figure out when to do things, well, then of course you have to be dealt with because you don't understand. I said, but next time Wyatt harasses you, I said, don't lose your cool. Don't let him get to you emotionally. I said, that's the thing that your mom loves about me. I wreck people and I never lose my cool. I've had people threaten me, like physically threaten me. I had a supervisor removed from my chain of command one time because I got under his skin. I had a supervisor, Sergeant David Byrne. He loved playing pool, and he thought himself a pool player. What David didn't know was I grew up playing pool. I used to actually go and play. I would actually go to bars and win tournaments, and I would play people at pool halls for money. I was very good at pool. I grew up with it. My stepfather's phenomenal. My mother was like women's champion in Baltimore County Bush League for like 3 or 4 years running. And I would hold my own